As NASA astronaut Anne McClain, who is EV-1, Spacewalker 1 today, with the red stripes on the legs of her suit, exits the Quest airlock, you will hear her communicating with NASA astronaut Tracy Caldwell Dyson as the ground IV.
Copy, Ann.
She will walk the astronauts through today's tasks. As has been mentioned, it is dark outside because the space station is in an orbital nighttime over the South Pacific Ocean. Moving at about 17,000 miles per hour, they will orbit the Earth every 90 minutes, and so they'll be coming up into the sunrise over the coast of Chile.
The anchor hook is on the aft D-ring. It's closed, slider lock, black on black.
All right, Ann, we copy. Anytime you're ready, you can give David the go to release his waist tether.
David, you can release your waist tether.
EV2, waist tether release from the airlock being extended.
And David, first bag that you're going to be passing out to Ann is your crew lock bag number 1, the Node 1 Nader bag.
Work.
And I see that, and let's get in my red for you just a second.
Yep. Okay, I'll do a red swap for you. It is retted to your BRT. I'm releasing the large small, airlock large small.
Copy. And I have the bag.
Airlock large small, all hooks on the airlock being extended.
And the bag is on my BRT. Valves are out.
Okay, copy, Ann.
Something the idea is actually.
And David, for your IDA bag, I understand you're going to pass that out to Ann, and she's going to temp stow it for you?
Correct.
Let me just grab this hook here, David.
Yep.
Okay, that bag is hooked to the port stanchion inside the circumferential handrail. You can release the set from the airlock.
Airlock set released and on the D-ring extender.
All right, I'm going to pull this out so it's out of your way. And again, I'm on the forward side. The bag's kind of in the middle.
Okay.
And Ann, whenever you're ready.
Clear.
There we go.
EV2 egressing.
All right.
Go off.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Five seconds from a 20-second handover.
TC.
It's closed.
Oh, well done.
Currently in a satellite handover. That was a good look at the Capcoms today. Those are the 2 astronauts communicating with both David and David St. Jacques and Anne McClain as they operate outside the space station.
I understand the thermal cover is closed and you guys are starting your buddy checks?
That's affirmative, Tracy. So I'll a look at the view here. I've got a green WBS light. I have 2 BRT tabs up. And actually, David, your man ISO valve is partially closed if you'll push your header down. And your HDF handle is down. And I see your safety tethers. They are anchored on the aft D-ring, back on black. 2 reels are unlocked. The yellow hook is still locked, and your red hook is still locked on your D-ring extender.
Those are good calls. And on David's suit, did he get his left handle down?
He did indeed, yes.
Okay, check on hand. Green light is on. Let's go this way. Three tabs are up. I'll just switch to the other handle. This side. Yep, both safer handles are down.
Here's my tether.
There it is.
See my anchor is black on black.
Black and black. The other hook is black and black. The hook is not locked. The red hook is locked. Black and black.
Okay, and I see,
Raise your waist tether.
I see 2 reels unlocked.
And no tangles.
Copy all. I believe we're in a good config.
And we agree. All right, give me a baseline glove and hap check, starting with Ann.
Okay. And I have a dry half, and my gloves are in good condition, no change.
V2, dry hab, and good gloves. No change.
All right, copy all. I think we're ready, guys. With that, Ann, you have a go to start heading up the CETA spur to the forward face, heading out port. And David, we can do your translation adaptation. Let me know if you want me to walk you through any of the steps.
Copy all. I will start the translation.
Yeah, go ahead, Tracy. I'll take the steps.
Okay, David, you'll start off with some small translations. Go to the left, to the right, start, stop, and just try to control your motion. You want a firm and trusting hand grip, but you don't have to make it too tight.
Okay.
As McLean heads to the first work site of the day, David St. Jacques is getting accustomed to his suit and being outside of the airlock by performing some small movements, as this is his first spacewalk.
Okay, TC.
Okay, next try body yaw and roll. Start it, stop it, see how well you can control it.
Work.
Next try body pitch and just use wrist only and then use moment arm.
And EV1 is on face 1.
I see you there, Ann. All right, you're going to head to the starboard CETA cart, and then you're going to go south and set up your green hook.
Copy.
Okay, TC.
All right, David, your motor in here. Confirm your local tether is on structure, and then stabilize yourself and then release from the handrail.
I got local tether on structure. Leaving handrail. KTC.
Okay, David, that's all we have written down on paper. Anything else you want to try before grabbing that IDA bag?
I think I'm ready to start my slow translation.
Okay, I think we want you to get that IDA bag on your BRT if it isn't already.
Not yet. I'm doing that now.
And EV1 is at the starboard seat card.
Copy in. Think you know you're looking for handrail 3651. It's there on phase 6, right below the seat cart.
You see it.
McLean and St. Jacques will begin making their way to the station's P4 truss structure.
Put up drop my green hook.
Copy.
KTC, I have the idea bag on my BRT. Paddles out. It's rented.
Excellent, David. Now you can translate to lab on the port side to drop off the bag, so let me know when you're on phase 1 and at mile marker 7830.
7830.
Yeah, and that's just above the port strut over the lab.
Let's drop. Copy. Okay, I'm moving.
David has with him the IDA bag, the IDA bag, that stands for International Docking Adapter. This is a view from his helmet camera. You can see the number 20 down at the bottom as he translates to temporarily stow that bag for later access. He'll then make his way toward NASA astronaut Anne McLean as they prepare the work site for the adapter plate relocation.
I see the spur.
As you can see, this astronauts and the space station are now in an orbital daylight just off the western coast of Chile.
All right, Tracy, my green hook is on 3651.
Copy that. All right, you can start your translation to P4. And as you get closer, I have some cautions to read to you once you get on the IEA. Before you cross the Sarge, you want to check your gauntlets are in place.
It's a live look from NASA astronaut Anne McLean's helmet cam. You can tell by the designation of the number 18 in the lower right-hand corner.
She was on phase 1.
I see you there, Doug.
Report.
Okay, moving over to the MT.
Copy.
The astronauts are moving towards the P4 truss structure and the 4A power channels IEA. That stands for Integrated Electronics Assembly. This task was not originally planned for this spacewalk, but following the failure of the battery charge discharge unit and the lithium-ion battery on the March 22nd spacewalk, this timeline was shifted a little bit to incorporate this new work.
Into the port seat cart.
And David, you're looking for handrail 0259. I think there you'll find the gap spanner. You'll take port.
And I'm there, coming down the gap spanner.
David, you're going to take the gap spanner to handrail 0288. It's nadir of the fluid umbilical that you're crossing now.
Okay, I'm at the search, and my gauntlets are in place.
Okay, copy in. So you're going to use the struts to get over to IEA, and you'll fair lead as required on that handrail once you get onto the IEA. That's just outboard of those two whiffs. And I'll read this caution as you go onto the IEA. Do not translate on the inboardmost ORUs there until you've driven the H1 bolts. And do not translate on the AP stanchions.
Copy.
And Tracy, I'm at 0288, working on stowing the bag.
Excellent, David.
And I'm at the VCDU. I'm going to get up here in a good position to drive the spool.
Copy, Ann. And is it your plan to take care of those bolts before dropping the crew lock bag?
Affirmative. If that's all right, I'd like to.
Okay, see you there at slot the BCDU. Let me know when you're in place and have your PGT ready. I'll give you settings. And David, let me know if you need any handrails called out.
I think we put the handrail numbers on the straps, so far so good. I want the hinge zenith, right?
You got it. There's also a note here that says you need the bag straps fully extended to reach those handrails.
Copy.
Ground IV Tracy Caldwell Dyson speaking with Ann McLean to work to configure the PGT, or the pistol grip tool, which is sort of like a driver to help secure and detach different bolts aboard the space station.
Stand by. Any stanchion, David?
Copy.
We have a good cow. We have Alpha 7 set, clockwise 2. And I'm ready to drive H1 when you are.
All right, you're reading my mind. Yes, Alpha 7, clockwise 2. You're driving H1, 4 to 5.5 turns to torque. Make sure the socket is fully seated to disengage the ARD.
To prepare this work site today, robotics controllers on the ground removed and replaced the BCDU, that battery charge discharge unit that failed, and replaced it with a new one. And that is what Ann McLean is working on right now by tightening that into place.
And I've got the bag there on 226.
Copy, David, 226.
And David St. Jacques confirming he has stowed that IDA bag.
ATC, how am I doing for mid rates?
Checking.
Tracy, on the H1 bolt, I got 9 torque, green light, 5 turns exactly, and the locking indicator moved toward lock. The silver is not over the white line, but it did move toward lock.
Copy, Ann. Those are good numbers. You'll stow your PGT and head south to the battery 5 slot.
Copy.
McLean is now moving to the nickel-hydrogen battery slot. This was initially where the lithium-ion battery was located, and it failed, so robotics controllers moved it to the exposed pallet. That failed lithium-ion battery won't be repaired or returned to the ground for further investigation, but the battery charge discharge unit will, hopefully on a future spaceflight, perhaps SpaceX 17.
0207.
Copy 0207. And I don't know yet about your met rates, but that bag's looking pretty good.
We go ahead and do the fourth strap. I'm sure right there.
Copy, David. Your met rates are looking real good.
Okay. I got the fourth strap down on 0206.
Copy 0206.
I think I'm complete here.
Okay, David, we're ready for you to head up to the forward face and out port to join Ann, and I'll have you stop to get your green hook anchored underneath the SETA cart.
Okay.
And Tracy, I have the PGT set up on Alpha 7, clockwise 2 on the H1 volt of the slot 5 battery.
And you're reading my mind. Good config. You're going to drive 4 to 5.5 turns to torque.
Work. The indicator's moving. And Tracy, we got 5 turns, 9.2 torque, green light.
Nicely done. All right, you can stow your PGT, and you're going to work on the bag next. Or did you want to work on the bag or get the adjustable off the handrail for the cable?
I'm going to drop the bag, and then we'll see how quick he gets out here. He's going pretty quick, so I might just drop the bag, and then we'll see where he's at.
Good plan.
And TC, I'm up the gap spanner.
Copy, David.
McLean has tightened that battery into place and is going to stow the crew lock bag.
And Ann, you probably memorized the handrails on the IEA, but you're looking for 5128.
Copy 5128, and I am there.
2 back on phase 1, going port.
Starboard SETA cart. You're looking for 3652, and you'll see Ann's green hook at the handrail just below it.
Thank you.
Casey, remind me, as I stow this bag, can I just put this adjustable and this cap inside the bag?
I think you want to keep the adjustable on the cap. And you can relocate that tether, that adjustable tether, to the handrail next to 5120. I think it's 5124, but we need to keep that adjustable on the cap.
Okay, so the adjustable will stay on the cap. Do I need to move that if I have enough real estate to tag the bag down?
Yeah, you're good, and you don't have to move it. It's just if it was in your way with the bag.
Yep.
And I'm at the handrail 3652.
Okay, the bag is on 5128 Tracy with an adjustable.
Okay, copy. And let's see. Once he gets there, you guys are going to be working on the AP cable. We've got you in the procedures working on that together before you get into the APFR, so you might want to get into position.
Okay, and so that AP cable is the one that's attached to this 5128. I believe we're going to be removing this cap and the cap on the AP. Is that correct?
Yeah, and you can do both of those if you'd like.
Okay. And so just to clarify, TC, I can take the cap off of the cable right now?
Yes, you can take the cap off of both the cable and the adapter plate.
Okay, and the AET and the cap that's on the cable is going back in the crew lock bag, is that correct?
The AET with both of the caps will go back into the crew lock bag.
Copy, okay. Actually, that'll save me, so I'm going to pick up this AET and the cap that's on the cable. I'm going to put it on my mini workstation.
And TC, EV2 have my green hook. It goes black on 3652. Both reels are unlocked.
Good work, David. Copy. All right, translate port. Make sure your gauntlets are in place before you cross the Sarge. And once you're there, I can give you some vectors in terms of handrails, but you're going to go quite nadir on the Sarge before you cross the struts.
Copy. Our plan...
St. Jacques now moving on his way to the P4 truss to join Anne McLean.
Continue on phase 1 and then go aft once on the IEA. That's okay.
We're good with that plan.
The astronauts will work together to move the adapter plate. The adapter plate completes the circuit between the lithium-ion batteries to close that circuit and power those up. The adapter plate doesn't have a robotics interface, and so the crew has to move it and stack it on top of the adapter plate in slot 2.
I think the start block is in place.
Copy.
All right, the cap is removed from the cable.
Copy, Ann.
And it is on an AET on my mini workstation.
McLean is removing the adapter plate connector cable and will restow it into launch configuration since that adapter plate is no longer being used.
And David, I'm going to read a caution to you, even though I don't think you're going to be close to the P4 radiator, but avoid kick loads and inadvertent contact with it.
Copy. Reminder.
And David, where are you at? Oh, you're right there.
I'm just next to you now.
Greetings.
So,
All right, so with the AT, if our tethers are going to stay clear, I'd like to translate back around where you just came from.
okay, I'm going out of your way.
And watch your right foot. All right, so if I come this way, can you see how my tether's coming? You'll be all right if I skip over you? Okay.
I'm hanging on tight here.
Okay, so I did the bag, I got the cap off of the cable.
Okay.
So the next thing is going to be that J4 cap.
Mm-hmm.
and having that cable to connect.
Yep.
I'm going to go get an AT on that ATFR and move it.
Sure. I'm going to put a trail lead here on handrail 5114. That's all the trouble.
Okay, and I'm going to need your hand for a sec because this is not going in the right direction. See where my tether packs are?
Again?
You see where my tether packs are?
Maybe better. And,
I think it's, I might just need to turn around.
yes, they are, yeah, you need to do one turn the other way. But if you can also, yeah, if you point your legs at me, we'll probably swing out.
Oh, did you pull those?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
You arrived just a minute
On
ago.
it. See. Just one leg. Leg. There we go.
Perfect, thanks.
And David, do I understand you're going to put an adjustable fair lead on handrail 5114?
On handrail 5114, yeah. If you concur.
That's a good plan.
The Richmond tether.
TC, I'm headed to the ATFR. I think you overheard. Get the AET on the ingress aid and then move that to width 10.
Copy, Ann. And before you get into the APFR, or before you do any other work with the APFR, we do have some TA clamps and other work on the AP.
Yeah, the V's are going to work on the app, and then we're going to, I believe we're attaching the cable and then doing those 3 TA clamps.
That's firm.
McLean and Caldwell Dyson discussing the APFR, that's the Articulating Portable Foot Restraint. And McLean will use that to have more stability as they work to remove that adapter plate.
You see if that's all right. I'll work on the APFR while David works on that, and then we can link that visit. All right?
That's a good plan, Ann.
Yeah, I have my Richmond on this.
Copy.
Copy, David.
We're going to work on connecting the cable, right?
We're connecting the cable on those 3 TA clamps.
Yes, David will have you connecting the connector to the adapter plate.
Copy. I have the cable. I see where it goes.
And David, before you connect it, I want all those typical checks of the connector and the plug. Yeah, and David, you'll see the connector cap on the AP, and you'll just read to that and put on your workstation until you can get back to the crew lock bag.
Okay. Just read to the bail. Okay. Okay. Ron, did you already take the cap from the cable?
I did. I have it on me.
Okay, perfect.
At TC, we got an AET from the ingress aid to a tow loop, and the ingress aid is black on black.
Excellent, thank you. And you're going to be relocating the APFR from WIF 14 to WIF 10 at clocking of 1.
Clocking 1.
Connector cap is off. Uninterrupted to my New York station.
Copy, David.
Forward. No pins, as this is a dummy. BMI band.
Copy.
Copy. I have a ret to the APFR and I'll be releasing it from WIF 14.
Copy, Ann.
Made it. Made it over center.
Excellent. And I see you working on the TA clamps.
On the TA clamps. Works.
And the roll of Foxtrot is set on APFR. And I also see Romeo Romeo, Yard 12, and I believe you said clocking of 1, right?
I did.
McLean has already worked with the battery charge discharge unit today, and as they continue to set up the work site to complete the adapter plate removal, just a recap of what's gone on so far with the robotics operations. So far, 6 lithium-ion batteries have been installed to replace the 12 nickel hydrogen batteries. However, because one of the lithium-ion batteries was not charging along with the battery charge discharge unit, it was removed by robotics controllers last week.
Both of you. And you've got to go to ingress the APFR. And David, when you're back in place to assist with the AP, you can give me a glove and half check.
When that lithium-ion battery was confirmed failed during the successful replacement of the battery charge discharge unit, ground controllers removed that failed battery from the integrated electronics assembly Wednesday morning of last week and installed it on the Japanese HTV external pallet. It will not be returned to Earth for examination. It will burn up upon re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere.
Copy, dry hap, no change on the gloves. David, as you get into position, your next step is going to be to retrieve that PGT and get ready to hand it to Ann, the one with the 9-inch hex.
Okay.
Last week, on Friday night, April 5th, robotics ground controllers continued those battery recovery operations using the station's Canadarm2 and Special Purpose Dexterous Manipulator, or Dexter, to relocate the nickel hydrogen battery from the Integrated Electronics Assembly Slot 6 to Slot 5, where Ann McLean just tightened that into place. That brings us into our current configuration today, a mix of both nickel hydrogen and lithium-ion batteries. And that mix of batteries should be sustainable for the foreseeable future, and eventually a replacement nickel hydrogen battery or a replacement lithium-ion battery will be flown to replace those nickel hydrogen batteries. And McLean is now getting in place in that articulating portable foot restraint. As the astronauts get into configuration for their next task, we are going to take an Ask NASA question. You can submit yours on the internet using that hashtag AskNASA. This one comes from Jeffrey, who wants to know what a spacesuit weighs on Earth. On Earth, a spacesuit weighs, give or take, around 315 pounds, depending on the configuration. Each spacesuit has several different parts to help fit the astronauts as best as possible. But of course, once in space, it weighs virtually nothing.
No, you're too high now. Yeah. Feeling bored. And then now, clock. You look good now. Brilliant.
Nice work, you two. And don't forget to stow the ingress aid and check that your tethers are clear of that pathway for the AP.
Copy. I see my tethers are clear. Ingress aid is back. I'll recheck that as we bring the AP out. I'm ready for that PGT, David.
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to go in place to help send the AP.
Hey, if Ann, you could give us a glove and hap check real quick. I know you got PGT in your hand.
Okay. No worries. Right glove, no change. Left glove, no change to the structure. I do have, you probably see it on my WVS, some of that same black pink stuff that we had last time.
Yeah, we can see it. Just as a black mark.
And I'm just here
That's
next
correct.
to the right shoulder.
And half is dry.
Copy, Ann. You ready for your settings? Oh, wait, let's get a ret on that AP. And we have you, Ann, going to the tether point on the heater mat. And remember, that's a specific orientation for the ret on that spot.
Copy that.
Ann McLean will use the pistol grip tool to release 2 bolts and free the adapter plate. She'll then transfer that adapter plate to David St. Jacques, and he'll tether that to keep it close by.
Hang on to that real quick. Yep. Thanks.
David, while she's doing that, you want to check the PGT settings for her?
Okay.
I already called it and got Bravo 2 in there.
Okay. Yeah, Bravo 2 counterclockwise, too.
Bravo 2, counter 2.
All right, you see I am redded, and the red is locked out, so it's not imparting any force.
Like you did this before. Yes. All right. Once you get that PGT, you're going to install into H1, confirm 1 line flush, and 8 turns.
Copy? Copy. H1. I have 1 line flush on H1. I'm ready to drive.
Copy. Expect 8 turns.
Driving. Okay, at about 6.5 turns, it started kind of jumping like it was fully released.
Copy. See. And Ann, was it 6.5 or did you drive to 8?
Drove extra, so it started skipping. The first skip was at 6.5, and I just drove just past 8.
Okay, copy. 7 seconds to hand over, get in position for H2.
Copy.
McLean and Tracy Caldwell Dyson confirming that the first of those bolts on the adapter plate has been released. Space station is now in a handover period between satellites, and McLean will take a moment to prepare for the second bolt to be released.
Actually, you know what? I'll just lean back.
All right, guys, I got you back on voice only at the moment. How are we looking, Ann, on H2? We're looking for one line flush.
We're working on it right now. There we go. I got one line flush on H2. I have Bravo 2 and a clockwise 2 set.
It's a good config. You're looking.
Yeah, it's knocked out.
All right, you're looking for about 19 turns.
Work. It got turned off, so I'm just redoing a cal real quick.
Copy.
This is a view from Ann McLean's helmet as she uses the pistol grip tool with a hex driver attached to release the second bolt on the adapter plate.
And did the PGT power off? Is that why you got to redo the cal?
All right, cal tap. It did get powered off. It might have been me when I was flipping the, checking the settings, but it did go off. It did the auto off. But we have a good cal, good LED test. I'm bracketing Bravo 2, Honor 2.
All right, good settings.
I'm going to reinsert on H2.
All right, looking for one line flush.
Okay. I have one line flush on H2.
Copy. 19 turns.
Work. If you wouldn't mind putting a hand on it, I could already feel running short building 5 turns. Get it. A little bit. There we go. Now it feels good. It's good coming out. Okay, I got the skip right at 18. I believe we are released. Out of here.
Okay, and I copy 18 turns.
And the AP is released. And David, why don't I hold it while you get in a good position
I'll
for the hand off?
I'll move to the other side.
Sounds good. I've got the PGT in the other hand to give you the...
Okay, so you guys are transferring the PGT back to David, and I'm looking in the camera. It looks like you guys put one ret on the tether loop to the handle. Is that going to David, or is that you, Ann?
That's to me. So we'll do a ret swap when I hand off.
Okay. You guys are going to rotate the AP 180 from the position it's in there in slot 6, so just keep that in mind with the RETs and being able to release those.
Copy, will do.
Caldwell Dyson just mentioned the RET, that's the retractable equipment tether. Astronauts wear several tethers, both for the safety of themselves and also so they can keep their equipment close by when not in use.
Probably pretty good. Here's the PGT. I'm going to let it send back to the bag.
What? Yeah, that's fine. I put a BRT down.
Okay.
BRT to 5128.
Okay. And let me know when you have a red out, and I'll get this AC out. Yep.
NASA astronaut Anne McClain is now removing that adapter plate. She will transfer that over to David St. Jacques.
And
To the BRT.
And we had you guys both reading to the AP, and it'll be your call if you both can fit a RET on that tether loop on the handrail.
Confirm, yes, we should be able to.
Excellent.
All right.
Just a sec.
And
Yeah, there we go.
before you grab it, I'm holding it for it, and I think you get a good visual on it. Action.
Yep. Let me move in a better place. Good bag view. No far, no bent in. Good.
I'm going to turn it, the handrail facing you.
Okay, guys, I copied the good checks on the AP interfaces.
Yeah, 2 reps on it now.
Yes. No
I'm
problem.
going to put my BRT down, and then I can 2 hands.
No problem. Watch your feet.
I'm ready. And off.
Okay. Coming your way.
How are you?
You have it.
And sorry to keep pestering you two, but is the RET going to both of you or just to David now?
Just about it.
Copy.
And I'm out of the APSR. Move it to West 14, and I think I need to roll it to kilo. Is that correct?
Yes, all the settings are the same, including the clocking, except kilo, the roll.
Okay.
And David, you're in a good position to rotate the AP, or have you already done that?
It needs to go dughouse inboard, and that's the way it is.
Yes, electrical connectors will be pointed inboard.
Have I read on APSR?
Copy.
McLean is now moving that APFR, articulating portable foot restraint, into the next position where she will use it to tighten the adapter plate, which is connected to the top of another adapter plate, storing it for potential future use. As the astronauts prepare to install the adapter plate in slot 2, we are going to take another Ask NASA question. You could submit yours using the hashtag AskNASA on Twitter. Augusta wants to know what the astronauts do if they have an itch. It's a good question. There's actually a small bar of foam on the inside of their helmet where they can scratch their nose or itch their nose or even lean in and use that to pop any pressure differences that's in their ears. It's called the Valsalva.
Popping a kilo set. Correction roll, sorry.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Popping of 1 inward. All right, the APSR is in with 14, the clocking of 1. Black on black. Ballistic pulse test.
Copy. And you said the roll was back in kilo, Romeo, kilo 12 it said? And then check your ingress aid is black on black.
Copy, I will check that when I get to that side.
Guys, we got 20 seconds to a 20-second LOS, and I know you're working on getting in the APFR. I'd like you to also inspect the receptacles in slot 2.
Okay. Ingress aid is black on black if you're still with me, Tracy.
Copy.
All right, how you doing, David?
Good. Keeping reach, I am.
I'm back with you guys on voice only.
With you, Tracy. I'm in the HFR. In the receptacles. Built-in EMI band looks intact.
Okay, and make sure your ingress aid is stowed. Your tethers are clear.
It is stowed, tethers are clear, and I think you might have been in the handover what I called the it is black on black.
I did get it. Thank you. All right, and you've inspected the receptacles there, slot 2. It looks like you've got it in place. Nice work.
Yes, feathers are clear, and I'm ready to take it from you to be.
Guys, you got 2 minutes to a night pass.
Okay, thanks.
If it's caught on the cable below on the trunnion, yeah, move those cables away. Caught. There you go, free.
There we go. Yeah.
Are we at this probably gonna...
Yeah. Yeah, let me get one of mine on there.
I can move now, I don't need the beer too much.
I'm going to release you right back to you, David.
I'm gonna get the TTT.
Copy. Your vet's coming back.
Got it?
Right, and you can... All the tethers are clear from what I can tell.
Good.
And let's get this cable. Cable will have to run on top of these connectors.
Because these cables get out of the...
Yeah,
They're gonna clear?
I think like that, yeah? Yeah, can you see what it looks like down there?
Yeah, no, it's clear, it's clear, yeah.
And
You can plug it toward your knee.
Hey, Tracy?
it's just a reminder to lock out your ret.
Copy, thanks.
As you can see, the space station is now entering an orbital nighttime over the east of China.
That is stop that. High on the H1 side. All right, ready for that PTT.
And you're going to start at the H2 bolt.
Copy.
David St. Jacques hands over the pistol grip tool to NASA astronaut Anne McClain.
I'm going to wait in the drive until you're in a good position. And Tracy, I have Alpha 7 clockwise 2 set.
You got it. Confirm 1 line flush.
She's tightening 2 bolts to secure the adapter plate on top of the adapter plate currently in slot 2. Once a new lithium-ion battery is launched to the space station, this adapter plate will be used to close the circuit and charge the batteries.
Driving 16 to 17 turns, and I'll take all your calls.
The 17 turns, ready to be? All right, ready. All right, we have a caller error. That was my fault. I think I just bumped it. Can we drive again?
Ready? Driving.
Down.
True.
8 turns, and it is moving in. All right, Tracy, we got a green light, 9.4 torque after 16.4 turns.
Copy, and good numbers. Ready for H1?
Copy. For H1? On H1. Need that down if you don't mind.
And you know it's same settings, alpha 7 clockwise 2.
I have alpha 7 clockwise 2, lines visible, 1 line flush on H1.
Nice call. Drive 4.5 to 6 turns and report your numbers.
Good work. Okay, we've got 6 turns, 9.1 torque, light.
And repeat the turns. I think you said 6.
Affirmative.
All right, nice job. You guys can release your RET. And Ann, if you've not already, transfer the PGT back to David.
PGT is pivot back to the bag. Can you reach that by any chance?
And while you two are in close proximity, and do you want to transfer the cap that you removed with the adjustable to David so he can put it in the bag?
That is a great idea.
Good idea, yeah.
And just
for this whole adjustable, so I can just clip it onto your head.
Yeah, confirm for me that you have also the adjustable that was connected to that cap and then the handrail, right?
That's correct, yeah.
That's right.
And I'm transferring both the cap and the adjustable is now onto V's.
Both on my new workstation.
Excellent. Okay, in big picture, I think you both know, but Ann, you're going to be working on APFR, and David, you're going to be doing a socket swap on the PGT and doing a cleanup and inventory of the bag.
The adapter plate is now in place, and the astronauts can begin cleaning up their work site. Before moving on to the next work site, the astronauts will perform inventory of the tools that they're using today.
Just so you guys know, I can see you in your WVS trying to follow along, but we're in the dark, so if you guys want to make any calls just to make sure I'm in sync with you, I don't mind.
Okay, I'm just working on getting the tape for it. Good to end of Tango Delta 1 and low profile.
Copy.
And then a BRT for stabilization.
We've got another Ask NASA question from Ninja Turtle. He wants to know how many times the astronauts will orbit the Earth during the spacewalk. The space station moves at about 17,000 miles per hour, so it orbits the Earth once every 90 minutes. So if this spacewalk lasts about 6.5 hours, could go longer or even shorter, the astronauts will rotate the Earth just over 4 times.
EV2 socket swap complete. Good full test.
Copy, David. You're going to put that PGT on your swing arm using the external ret from the crew lock bag.
Okay.
We have another question from Tom, who wants to know if the battery won't be repaired or sent back, what will happen to it? It's currently on the exposed pallet on the Japanese HTV-7 vehicle. That vehicle does return to Earth and burns up in the Earth's atmosphere. So it might look like a shooting star, but we probably wouldn't get a view of that from Earth.
David, can you just confirm for me that you also did a pull test on the 2-inch that you put on the PGT?
Yes, good full test on the 9-inch on the starter caddy and on the 2-inch that's now on the PGT.
Excellent. Thank you.
See, I have Tango Delta 1 set on the APFR, and my BRT ret's on it. I'm going to pull it out and get on my BRT.
Copy, Ann.
At just over 1 hour and 20 minutes into the spacewalk, the astronauts are wrapping up the first of today's tasks.
Affirmative.
Okay, I'll be looking for a glove and hap check from you when you're ready. And before you leave that spot, we would also like you to check slot 6 and look at the receptacles there and make sure you see no FOD or anything anomalous there.
Okay, so that's when we took the AP out of. I checked for FOD, and I checked the receptacles. I also got about 10 or 20 photos of the receptacles and the color grid.
All right, you rock. Thank you.
We go into these.
Yeah, I just, I'm short on reps, so I have to do a bit of a triangular dance there. Getting there.
Copy.
As they wrap up this first task, so far they've worked on the battery channels, just as the last two spacewalks have.
And David, just so it's clear, the RET series that you had to the PGT that you had attached to the bag, we intended for you to break that apart, and one of the RETs would go to the PGT and be stowed on your swing arm, and the other RET would be to the cap that you guys removed from the...
I agree, but I agree, but I need one free RET to break that. So I've just generated that by getting an adjustable, and I'll recuperate my adjustable later.
While on the P4 truss, the astronauts were working on the integrated electronics assembly. NASA astronaut Emma Klein completed the installation of a battery charge discharge unit by installing one bolt to tighten and secure it to the station, as well as a battery in slot 5. The team moved to demate and then mate an adapter plate from its original slot on top of another adapter plate, where it can then be removed for future use with a lithium-ion battery once delivered to space station. There's not currently a date set for that, but we do have some on Earth ready to go.
I feel it is still attached.
I'll get to you next. And Ann, I may have missed it, but glove and hap check after you're done with the photos.
Only change on the back of the right glove, some of the white MLI is rubbed off, and there's a metallic substance showing right at the middle knuckle. My left glove has no change. See, my left glove does have a change. On the just below the index fingers, where I had the RTB pulled up before, the RTB that is at the base of my finger on the palm side is also now pulled up with a little crack. the Vectran appears unaffected. You see that on my WBS?
Okay, copy that. And we're talking about your right glove. Did you give me your HAP?
I have.
Copy.
DC, I'll be ready for the inventory when you're available.
I'm available.
All right. Inside the crew log bag, I have a caddy with a 16 9-inch rigid hex driver, an adjustable with a plug cap, a ret, a cable cap, cables on an integral, a ratchet wrench with a palm wheel, and a 2-inch on an integral, and a pin puller on an integral. That's for the inside.
Copy all. David, verify for me the socket caddy is on a ret.
Socket caddy is on an integral. Check. On a ret, sorry. Not
Okay,
an integral,
yeah.
on a ret. On a ret, yeah.
Got it.
So that's it for the inside. Outside is a long wire tie. That's to an eyelet. And adjustable.
All right, David, that's a good inventory. Thank you. All right, from you, once you get to your crew lock bag on your BRT, I'll take a glove and HAP check.
St. Jacques just took some inventory of the contents of the crew lock bag, and both astronauts have performed a glove and HAP check. That's HAP, which stands for Helmet Absorption Pad. Astronauts regularly check their gloves for any damage during the spacewalk. And the helmet absorption pad, the astronauts check to ensure nothing inside of the spacesuit is leaking and it remains dry.
Tracy, for your essay, I moved my cooling from 5 to 3.5.
Thank you.
And Tracy, I have the crew bag on my BRT.
Nice work, David. Okay, when you're ready, I'll take a glove and HAP check, and then I'd also like you to roll in your TCV and let me know what that setting is.
I have no change on the gloves. And the temperature, that's 5. Move it down to 4.
Okay. David, I copy. Good glove and hap check your change in TCB setting. And for you, and back to your right glove, we would like for you to describe again what you're seeing on the back of your right glove.
Here, they have the 3 vertical seams that go from the finger crotches down to where the flat the palm bars is, and where the intersection of the seam that's in between the middle finger and the ring finger comes kind of down toward that flap, right at that intersection. It's just kind of rubbed off, and I can see white material rubbed off, and then the next layer looks like an aluminum foil type.
Okay, and we copy. That was
no more than about 2 millimeters.
Copy, Ann. I think you were saying 2 millimeters. That's a good description.
Copy.
Okay, it looks like you guys are all ready to head back inboard. David, check for me your fare leads that you set.
Yes, I need to retrieve my fare lead.
Okay, once you have done that, you were going to have you lead back, so you have a go to translate. And then both of you just do a real nice sweep of the work site just to make sure all tethers are with you and not at the IEA. And then we'll have David head out first, picking up his fare lead.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to get snagged, but that wire tie that the TGT was on is kind of hanging out.
Sure.
Yes. Wire tie from the TGT on the side of the coolant bag.
Okay. And maybe I could put it inside the coolant bag.
The astronauts are leaving the first work site after completing the first task, removing that adapter plate 6 and stacking it on top of the adapter plate 2. This leaves the integrated electronics assembly in a good configuration, and the nickel hydrogen batteries, which will replace the failed lithium ion battery, will be robotically moved later this week. The astronauts will next make their way to the outside of the U.S. lab to begin cable installation for some additional Ethernet connections outside of the space station.
You see, as I look at my gloves, one little update. At the base of my trigger finger on my left hand, there's actually a little chunk of the RTV missing. A couple millimeters. I don't know if you can see that in my WBS. And the Vectran is affected.
Yeah, and we can't see it. I think we'd have to wait for a day pass to get that kind of resolution. But for missing RTV, we're still good. Yeah, as long as you don't have any damage to the underlying Vectran, you're just fine. And guys, I have a request for the area there around slot 6 where you guys just removed the AP. You guys know the solar array blanket box restraints, those structures that swivel back and forth. We'd like, yeah, if you could, can you stand those up a little bit so they're more vertical and kind of out of the envelope?
Yep, so be your return with your right hand. And you want them out of the slot 6 envelope? Or 5 envelope, rather?
as much as you can in between, kind of out of the envelope of the PFCS and the slot 5.
And I might need your assessment on my safety tether.
I'm on my way. What you got?
It's coming from my shoulder.
Okay. That's it. Got my local.
And David, I know you're working on your
Over your head or...
fair lead there. Just want to let you both know you're still looking really good on the timeline.
Actually, fairly is retrieved.
Kind of roll over to your left.
Yep, it is. Oh, thank you. So EV2 ready to depart the work site. Unless you have more tasks you want me to do.
If you guys like how you left the place, then we are go for you to translate inboard with David leading. And you're going to head to the starboard seat of cart. David, that'll be your first step once you make it back on the forward face, and you'll be picking up your green hook.
Copy.
All right, let me get out of your way, David. Tracy, I adjusted those sabs. They're up as vertical as I can get them.
We appreciate it, Ann. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I could cross here.
Okay. Get out of your way.
Hey, guys, in 5 minutes, you have the sunlight to look forward to. Just a heads up.
Okay. Thanks.
2 is inboard of the Sarge.
Copy, David.
All right, my safety tether's right there.
You got it. I see it. Thank you.
You are clear.
EV2's on phase 1.
Going behind him. Gauntlets are covered from the surge.
And Ann, I think you know your first stop is going to be at the port seat of cart, and we'll have you release the brake handle on the inboard side.
Copy. I'm inboard of the Sarge.
Copy.
You under the seat of Kurtz. EV2 at my green hook location. Leaving.
Copy, David. And Ann, you'll be pressing that brake release twice to a hard stop on the port inboard seat of cart.
Okay, I give it an extra one. It's 3 to a hard stop on the inboard brake.
Overachiever. Okay, Ann, and David's there picking up his green hook.
Okay, I'll kind of hold on the port side. Actually, I can drop the APFR.
Yeah, and you know which whiff?
All right.
Your guy.
Retrieve. The fields are unlocked.
Copy, David, and you're going to head to the mile marker 7860 to drop off the crew lock bag for Ann.
860.
Hey, Ann, how does the underneath of that MT look?
In what sense?
Does it look like anything like you see in the pool?
It is. You know, the cables are a little more better behaved up here. They tucked in nicely.
I think there's a whole class of ASCANs relieved to hear that.
And I have yet to run into pool structure up here.
But there's no friendly divers to help.
That's the downside.
And the famous words from Doug Wheelock is that it's all the same as the pool except for that big blue planet.
All right, I'm going to leave my green hook while I drop the APFR.
Good plan, Ann. And you know this is any clocking.
See the first?
Beauty clocking.
Begin the mile marker for the bag drop.
7860. It's just above that port strut.
Your Capcoms for today, standing up is Tracy Caldwell Dyson, and seated.
7, which keeps the boot plate over the seated cart. I have a good pull and twist test.
Copy that, Ann. And we'd like it also in Tango Tango Delta 1.
Tango Tango Delta 1 set.
At the bottom of your screen is NASA astronaut Doug Wheelock.
I think you're done with that APFR. You just have your green hook. I want you to hit the brake pedal there on the starboard outboard side.
Starboard outboard, copy.
And Ann, did you grab your adjustable off the ingress aid?
Not yet. Good reminder.
Both Caldwell Dyson and Wheelock have actually performed 3 spacewalks together. That was in August of 2010, fixing a failed fuel pump.
And while you're there, you can give us a black-on-black call on the ingress aid.
Sure thing. I see the ingress aid is black on black.
Copy.
Crew at bag 1, pinch code at the mile marker 7860.
Okay, David, we copy. You got the crew lock bag at the mile marker, and we're not seeing WVS, so check your button.
Correct. Not green. GVS will not come on. I'm pushing the button, but the LED does not turn green.
Okay, we copied. David? Hey, David, try it one more time and just make sure that your finger is right in the center of the button.
Sure. I see in my mirror that the button is depressing about a quarter inch as I push. Again.
Yeah, try it one more time.
TC, I've got my adjustable now. Thanks for that reminder.
No choice, you see.
You bet.
Green
Okay.
LED.
Okay, copy. Both of you got your adjustable and you've got the brake pedal on the,
Yes.
okay. And then David, we copy. Try the button twice.
3 times.
Well, David, the good news is that we can see you in one of the station cameras, so we got an eye on you.
Right, with the fuel bag temps to make my way to the next site.
Yes, and with that, I know, Ann, you're still working on the CETA cart and getting your green hook, but this is where I'm going to hand over the mic to Jeanette, and it's been a real pleasure. You guys are doing a great job. You're doing well on the timeline, and we'll be watching.
Thanks for everything, Tracy. Great working with you this morning.
Thank you, DC. It was nice. Always nice to work with you.
Thanks, guys.
And good morning, Ann and David. This is Jeanette. It's like your second team in the pool.
Has it already been 2 hours?
Exactly. So for you, David, you're going to go out to the lab MMOD shield, the Charlie 201 worksite, and you're going to get there by going later on the port lab struts and then forward.
No, wait.
And Jeanette, I released the CETA brake twice.
Copy that, Ann. You've released the CETA brakes, and you're going to pick up your green.
Work.
Team is doing a little bit of troubleshooting on David St. Jacques' wireless video system, that's WVS, or his helmet camera, to see if they can get that to reconnect. Meanwhile, McLean is working on the CETA cart, that's CETA, Crew and Equipment Translation Aid.
Go to handrail 0259 and take that gap spanner across.
Copy. I'm on the gap spanner as we speak.
Copy, David.
Then I have my green hook. It's reattached to my crew rail.
Copy, Ann. Now you're going to translate to the lab handrail 0251, and that's forward on the port lab strut. Forward of the port lab strut.
Copy.
And as you saw, NASA astronaut Jeanette Epps took over the
0288.
ground IV position, so now she's communicating tasks with the astronauts.
Bag load, and you're going to use the wire tie to restrain it open.
Copy.
Okay, and before you translate out, can we ask you to hit the CETA brakes one more time?
I hit the starboard side a couple times. Let me just get this, or I hit the port side. You want me to just hit the starboard side?
And we need the starboard side.
It's complete.
Copy, we saw that. Thanks, Ann.
Jeanette, the lid is open and we're tied.
Copy that, David. And you can go ahead and grab the long T-handle tool with the adjustable and red and stow it on your mini workstation.
Work.
Jeanette, I think I'm stopping here to do a rich man's. Is that right?
Copy that. You're going to install a rich man's air lead.
Jeanette, I have the long T-handle tool and the adjustable on my mirror station using the red that was in the bag.
Okay, copy that, David. You're going to wait till Ann gets to the work site, so stand by. Hey, David, we're looking at some data on the ground, and we have a question for you. Are you using your glove heaters, or have you noticed them turning on and off?
I'm not using them, and they're currently off with both.
Okay, copy that, David. We think that there may be a connection issue with the Reba battery.
Okay.
Okay, I have a rich man's installed at the islet at mile marker 7860, Jeanette.
Copy that, mile marker 7860 for the Fairlead.
Confirm.
Okay, and as you know, you're heading out to the work site. You'll head down the port lab struts and go forward from there.
All right, I'm at 251.
Copy?
I think I take this gap spanner to the left.
That's affirmative.
All right, so I'm not behind you, David.
Okay, and as you're heading out to the work site, you're heading nadir. I have one reminder warning to avoid inadvertent contact with the SSRMS Lee on the lab PGDF. It'll be near your feet.
I see. Thank you. All right, I'm at 286.
Move. Go further forward.
Copy. And you want me to keep going around this gap spanner to 205, right?
That's affirmative. You're going to drop your green hook in on the lab handrail 0205 or a better location if you have it.
Okay.
And David, one, go back if you haven't.
204.
Say again, Ann?
Say again?
I'm going to drop on 204.
Copy, your green hook is on 0204. And David, for you, if you haven't already, you can drop your green hook on lab handrail 0268 if you need.
268. On the end cone. We'll do that.
And for you, Ann, next you're going to go to the EWIS antenna. And I have a caution and a warning reminders for you. First, do not use the EWIS antenna as a handhold. And second, there's an EWC antenna boom on the nadir side. It can be a whipping impact hazard if deflected.
Okay. And my green hook is on 204. And I just did that so I didn't have to stop, or I could potentially come in contact with the arm.
Copy that. And I see that you're near the EWIS antenna, and what you're going to do there is you're going to demate the P1 from the EWIS antenna 11J1.
I am still making my way for 204, so I'll be there in just a sec.
Maybe 2 green hook on 0268.
Copy Dalit and copy Ann.
What's for you on lot?
All right, now I'm right next to you. Anna?
St. Jacques and McLean are now at the U.S. lab and are working to get under the MMOD shield. That's the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield. They'll be demating and mating some cables to provide additional Ethernet to the International Space Station.
This antenna that's on handrail 298, I see the J1 connector. Am I good to disconnect that?
That's affirmative. You're go to disconnect the P1 from the J1.
P1 from J1 is disconnected.
Copy. Could you give me the calls for the FOD, pins, and EMI bands?
Just looking at it right now. I see no FOD, get pin, and my band is intact.
Okay, copy. Good calls. And if you can temp stow the cable away from the MMOD shield.
McLean has demated the first cable. This was only necessary to access the work site and will be remated afterward.
And once that's completed, if you need to, you can loosen or remove the gap spanner.
Let's see.
I've loosened it a bit.
I think we're going to need to,
If this one, she means by your retro. I've loosened it a bit.
Okay, yep. Actually kind of nice as a handhold. You leave it there.
Okay.
Okay, Jeanette, we are ready for the next step, which I think is all tethers.
Okay, copy that. And before you do that, can you check your WVS? We've lost your signal as well as David's now.
Okay, my green light's on.
Copy your green lights on.
And the green light's definitely not coming on.
A good look at the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield from Ann McLean's helmet camera.
Okay, and we now have your WVS signal, and we still do not have David's, but we're going to continue.
Copy.
Okay, next, David, if you can hand Ann the long T-handle tool with the adjustable, and Brett. And you're going to install that T-handle tool on the center hex socket of the MMOD shield.
Copy. Z can pop it in. There we go.
Okay, it's in. We're a good pull test.
Copy, good pull test. And Ann, can you verify that you have a ret from your mini workstation to the T-handle tool?
There's one from David's mini workstation to the T-handle tool.
Copy, it's on David's mini workstation.
That's correct.
Then, Ann, you can take the free hook of the adjustable on the T-handle tool and secure it to handrail 0364 on node 2.
Okay, it doesn't quite reach yet.
Copy.
Even maxed out, it's a few inches short.
Copy and stand by.
Copy.
Maybe if we clock it differently? Help?
I don't think so.
Really yet.
We're about pretty short.
The astronauts use that T-handle tool just installed into the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield to help remove the shield and also tether it. It can kind of be thought of like a hold point.
Okay, and we see that the adjustable doesn't reach to node 2, so what you can do is leave the long T-handle tool connected to David, the ret connected to David, and then once you get the shield partially open, you should likely be able to reach to that handrail.
Understand? And I've got my CRT on node 2 364 and my end effector on lab 267.
Okay, copy that. So next, Ann, we'd like for you to release the hooks of the long-duration tie-down tethers, the nadir hooks on 0298, and temp stow them on 0279.
Copy.
It goes in to me.
Again?
It's a handrail here.
279, yeah, that's... Right. And Janek, you said the handrail is 298 or 297 or 279?
0279, Ann. 0279.
Release 279, copy.
Release 279?
You're going to release from handrail 0298, and then temp stow the hooks on 0279.
Got it, okay.
We need some
I'll
slack
get
again?
these released and then I'll hand them to you.
We need some slack? Need slack?
Yeah, we're going to need slack.
Okay. We'll work on that.
I'll get the other one.
Just over 2 hours into today's spacewalk, and the astronauts are releasing some long-duration tie-down tethers that help keep the MMOD shield in place. They're going to lift the shield and mate some cables underneath.
Get some slack. Got enough slack?
Yes. Release.
Got it?
All right, and the other one's released now too. Okay, both those long duration tie-down tethers are released, and David is connecting them to 279.
Copy that, Ann. So next you can grab the short T-handle tool from your mini workstation.
Work?
Okay, both long duration parameters. Node
All right, I have the short T-handle tool.
And David, one item, can you verify that you're closing the MLI over the buckle as you temp stow the long duration tie downs?
I did, but it's not to close the whole the wire tie. The MLI is closed over the buckle.
Copy that, David. That's a good config. And what you're doing with that short T-handle tool, you're going to verify that the center and nadir Zeus fasteners are released. And you can use the T-handle tool to verify that the Zeus marks are aligned with the L in the lock, the word lock on the shield.
The center one is in line with the L.
Copy that.
And nadir one, also in line with the L.
Copy, center and nadir Zeus fasteners are aligned with the L. So you're going to BRT to that handrail that you were connected to earlier on 0364, and your mini workstation end effector to the lab 0267. And while you're doing that, I have a reminder caution and warning for you. First, the caution, be sure not to put significant force into the shield. Because of the stuck fastener, moderate force can deform the shield and the tab, which could prevent reinstallation. And then the warning is that just a reminder that the Zeus fastener tings could have sharp edges.
Okay. All right, I think I am all connected. Okay, I am BRT'd and unaffected.
Okay, and I see that you're BRT'd. Now you can go ahead and try to attach that adjustable to the node 2 handrail 0364.
Come up and out. Looks like this one's still caught.
Yeah, it feels like it, huh? Look under.
And that's not allowing it to come up right here.
Wriggling it. Got it.
Okay, and we see that the center Zeus fastener may be a little stuck. So if you can grab the T-handle tool again and try to rotate the Zeus fastener counterclockwise as far as it can go. If it goes a little past the L, that's fine.
Okay. And David's got that tool in his hand. He's working that.
Counterclockwise as far as it can go. Okay. And then clockwise to the line. Okay.
Seem like it got it?
Excellent. The BRT as well.
Okay.
Zip it back here.
Yep. It seems like that's released.
Yep. Let's see if I can have a look underneath.
Astronauts are troubleshooting a fastener that is stuck in place and prohibiting the release of that MMOD shield.
Released.
Okay.
Not released.
Okay.
Okay, David and Ann, can you tell me if you see any motion relative to the structure in the center Zeus fastener?
So we think that the center Zeus fastener is still connected.
Copy that. Center fastener is still connected.
This view from McLean's helmet camera shows her using that T-handle tool to try and release the stuck Zeus fastener.
It's catching there.
Look underneath, you can see where it's mated.
Here, well, I've moved this. You want to try clocking it?
Okay. From here. Lay down.
There's definitely a connection between that center Zeus fastener and structure.
Yeah, you can see on the bottom, underneath, there's like a little sandwich of plates of metal.
So we're going to see if we can turn it while I kind of wiggle it. I can actually get out of this anyway a little more.
A little bit of each other's way.
Yeah, hold on, let me back up. I could just pull this.
Keep constant tension and
You know, what we're doing is I'm cycling force up on the panel a little bit. The bead is trying different clockings of this Zeus fastener, and this thing's pretty stuck.
We copy all, Ann, and we see the hard work that you're putting in. Stand by, we're talking on the ground.
is it any better when it's parallel to the lock, to the wall of lock?
Okay, and we see that the Zeus fastener is really stuck, so what we'd like for David to do is go ahead and grab the pry bar and use the small trash bag to cover the Zeus fastener as you pry it open to catch any pieces. And as long as you can cover the area properly, we're good with that on the ground.
Okay.
I need to, want to do a square swap on the long T-handle.
Sure.
Ground teams are moving on to the next step of the plan to release that stuck Zeus fastener. David will translate to the IDA bag, that's the International Docking Adapter bag, and retrieve the pry bar. The astronauts will use that to hopefully free the micrometeor orbital debris shield so they can access the work site underneath.
You want to grab the pry bar? I'll get my little trash bag ready.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
We copy that, Ann?
Oh, this might be splayed because I can see from the side that the metal is through the plate and it is not connected to the wire. It might just be slightly splayed.
Maybe just with force will.
Yeah.
Copy all, Ann. You were reading our mind. Thanks for the info.
All right, got my trash bag here.
Okay, Ann and David, we're in the crib sheet, so I'm going to read the steps to you as you perform. You grab the pry bar, and I see the trash bag is in place. So first, you want to verify that the Zeus fastener is turned counterclockwise to a hard stop.
Can work. And I don't know if it's going to hit a hard stop, Jeanette, because it's just free floating above that wire. Get a good angle? Yeah, do that either way.
Okay, and we copy that. If you can just align the markup with the L.
It is about 10 degrees counterclockwise at the L.
Yeah, past the L.
Okay, and that's good. So you're going to place the bag over the failed Zeus fastener. I have one quick caution to read to you. So the short edge of the pry bar can't reach the Zeus fastener. So we're going to use caution in the next few steps that I give to you so as not to bend the MMOD shield. So next, place the short edge of the pry bar between the panel and the bracket of the Zeus fastener. And you're going to rotate it side to side to see if you can break it free.
It works. Under the panel.
In the panel?
Yeah.
Doesn't reach.
And Ann and David, I have one quick warning to read to you as well. So do not touch the backside of the MMOD shield or the handle fastener. The fragments can be sharp. And then the fastener and shield tool interface must be covered to avoid potential projectiles.
Okay. Got it covered with a trash bag.
Just to be clear, you want the shield, the tool under the shield panel or on the top surface?
David, I'm checking. So, David, we like for you to put the pry bar under the panel and then rotate it.
Right, that's where we have it. Between the panel and the bracket.
That's a good callback.
I'm trying to go as far as deeply in as I can. Of course. Movement. I feel some movement.
Yeah. A little further.
Want to try it from your hand?
Sure. Yep. Okay.
All right. Limited by the handrail.
Yeah.
You try the other side from your edge of the handrail?
Sure.
Astronauts are still working with the pry bar now to free a stuck fastener on the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield. Once that shield is lifted, the goal is to install a spider cable and mate that underneath the shield.
Not want to move, does it?
No, it does not. Try rotating the piece a little bit.
The T-handle's right here. Kind of maybe do it simul?
Yeah, let's try that. Or we got to keep the bag on when we put force.
Yeah. Kind of gently.
About saying, keep your hand on the tool. Go anywhere.
Yeah. Just
Try again with my phone.
can. Yeah. Seems like you got some movement at the beginning there, but it's hard to
We get something, yeah.
You can see the Earth in the background as the astronauts are 257 statute miles above Germany.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. And the juice fastener is still kept.
Awesome work, guys. Awesome work.
All right, where were we? Let me get my trash bag back on my End of US here.
I'll go put the pry bar back in the bag.
Okay.
Okay, guys, as you're cleaning that up, can you tell us what method you used to get that panel open?
What were we doing at the end? We had the T-bar playing with the clocking, and the Z had the pry bar kind of cycling force on it.
We're having a handover, 20-second handover.
Astronauts David St. Jacques and Anne McLean celebrating with a high five after freeing the stuck DZEUS fastener from the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield. We're in a temporary satellite handover. Once we return, they will lift that shield and tether it, and then start removing the multi-layer insulation.
Okay, guys, we're back up with you via voice only right now. Shortly, we'll have video. So if you can give us the method that you used to get that panel open.
It's a combination of wiggling the T-handle tool and to change the clocking. At the same time that you use the pry bar underneath, kind of just cycle force on the connector, and then it came out. I'm looking underneath, it does look slightly splayed, not very much so.
Okay, all good information, Ann. Thank you so much.
The trick was, as we were applying more force on the pry bar, we're sneaking it in further and further in with more leverage. And I don't know, maybe we felt altogether like 3 discrete moments where we made progress.
Okay, great, David. Thanks for the info as well. And I see that you're getting that adjustable from the long T-handle tool onto the new 2 handrail.
Firm. You have to pull up a little bit. You might be hurting a little force. Actually, I think it's stuck on where the antenna connects down there. I need to go in and up.
And you may need to swing the MMOD shield out to disengage the 2 nadir tabs on the inner side of the shield.
Copy. Yeah, we need to get above the antenna first.
Myself. You want to do the corner there? I'll do the pulling. Better located?
Sure. There you go.
Also put 2 adjustables.
Sorry?
We also put the second adjustable in series.
Good. It's not really going back.
You got it. You can tell there's kind of marks from the previous time where
Yeah.
you have to roll it a little bit.
Yep. I think too.
You gotta get it.
We go. Get it. All right.
And the red is on.
Excellent.
Okay, that was great teamwork, guys.
Okay, cinching.
Okay, that was great teamwork, guys.
It's cinched.
All right.
About as high as it will go.
And I think we're going to release this nadir MLI. All right, Jeanette?
That's correct. You're only going to release the nadir MLI ZEUS fastener and the center and ZEUS fasteners, if you can report if there's any damage on the nadir fastener.
You can see that micrometeoroid orbital debris shield is lifted.
J14.
Take a photo of the passenger we just worked on.
Astronauts have also lifted the MLI, or the multi-layer insulation.
To access the connectors. And for you, David, if the shield is stable, you can go back to the IDA bag and release the caps from the Papa 14 and the J1, and that's on the Whiskey 4300 cable.
Yeah, am I get from my angle?
Copy.
And David, those caps remain tethered to the IDA bag.
Get it from this angle a little better.
Yeah.
Those caps remain tethered to the IDA bag.
Caps remain in the bag. Okay. One moment.
You can see the work site and some of the cables that the astronauts will be disconnecting and reconnecting under that multi-layer insulation from Anne McLean's helmet camera, denoted by the number 18 in the lower right-hand corner.
You have a go to demate the Whiskey 2809 Papa 14 from the J14, and you can temp stow the cable underneath the MLI.
That's fine.
And for you, David, get ready to hand that Whiskey 4300 Papa 14 to Ann.
Over to the bag.
At this work site, McLean will first demate a cable and then route the new cable once she is handed that by St. Jacques. She will route and mate that new cable, which will eventually provide Ethernet for the space station.
All right, I see Whiskey 2809, J14.
Just over 2.5 hours into the spacewalk, and the astronauts are outside of the U.S. lab performing this work.
EMI band, see no bent pins.
Copy that. Good EMI band and good pins. Okay, when David has that Ethernet cable, he's going to have the Whiskey 4300 Papa 14. You're going to mate that, and you're going to route it under the handrail 0267. And David, as you transfer that, verify that all your safety tethers are clear of the cable.
Reminder. Here.
Okay, I have Whiskey 4300 P14. I believe this will be going to Lab J14.
That's affirmative to Lab J14. And David, once you have you verify that your safety tethers are clear, you can retrieve the Whiskey 4300 Papa 1 P1, and it should have a label wire tie CP13. And you're going to temp stow that on handrail 0226.
Do you need a spare to help?
We're going to need some help with the side loading here, because this could be severely side loaded.
Yep. So Jeanette, I'll delay a bit helping Ann here with this connection.
Copy that, David. We see you there. Thanks for letting me know. We see you there. Thanks for letting me know.
BRT down.
All right, so if you can push that cable down to try to get some of that memory in. Pull it toward you. Pull it toward you.
What clocking do you need?
I need to rotate the connector clockwise.
Oh, okay.
You pull this cable. This is this cable right here. So if you could grab it like here, and then we got to rotate it clockwise somehow.
Which way, what's the flopping? Like this?
Yes, let's see, it's got to go over the top like that. We're going to roll it closed. See what I mean? From here, we got to roll clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yep.
Oh, the cable is
Exactly.
shaped that way. Okay. If I can bend it first.
Maybe.
It's going to be clocked all the way like this.
Yeah.
Or like that.
Now we're basically trying to bend this very cable
On a very
at a
short
90-degree
radius.
angle right next to the back shell.
Very short
Feed it
radius.
in here.
Both ends in here.
Oh, got it. All right, I'm going to hold it. Can you reach the bail?
Okay.
I'm not going to I'm not. I don't know if you can get any force on the bail from there. Even if we could just do it partially for now. Got it.
Like I said,
Hold on.
is it over center?
It's not over center.
Yep.
Not yet. Here. I'll make it one side where you get the other one.
Over center.
You got it.
I got it over center.
Nice.
Both sides?
Good job.
Good. Over center,
Over
rated.
center, Jeanette.
You guys make a great team. That's excellent.
Whew.
As Will said, teamwork makes the dream work. So, good job, guys.
Makes the connections over center, too.
Okay. Next, below gas.
Yeah, J1 to...
At the leg, right?
And that's correct. And you're going to locate that J1 on the Whiskey 4300 cable, and you're going to mate it to the J1. Mate J1 to the Whiskey 280 P14. So.
Turn off the cable.
2809 P14 is in my hand.
Yeah.
All right, let's find the pins. I'll get the EMI band side if you get the pin side. EMI band is good on the P14 Whiskey 2809 side.
Good pins, no FOD.
Copy. Good pins, no FOD, and EMI band.
Over center.
Made it over center.
Copy. Made it over center. And if you can verify that the cable runs underneath the shield out under handrail 0267.
It does.
It does. Thank goodness.
And if you're good with those connections, do we have a go to perform connectivity test?
Connectivity.
Copy that. We have a go to perform connectivity test.
I go to perform connectivity.
Jeanette, I'll get going on the stowing you wanted me to do earlier, from stowing the second layer cable.
Yes, stop it. So you would go back to the IDA bag and you would retrieve the Whiskey 4300 Papa 1 Ethernet cable, and it has a label wire tie CP13. And you're going to temp stow that on handrail 0226. It's where you attach the IDA bag connector.
I see the handrail.
And Jeanette, once you get the connectivity, the next thing is going to be closing this MLI. Is that correct?
Yes, and you're correct. And you can go ahead and start working on closing the MLI. Verify that the MLI covers the work site under the panel. Verify that the MLI covers the work site under the panel. And give us a few minutes so you can go ahead and work on that MLI as you need and make it as tidy as you can.
After completing the connection of some cables underneath the micrometer orbital debris shield and the multi-layer installation, McLean provided the go for Mission Control Houston to conduct some connectivity tests. Meanwhile, St. Jacques is temporarily stowing a cable which will eventually be routed as a wireless access port.
And we've got a good connectivity test. Excellent.
Oh, that's great news. And Jeanette, the Nader Zeus fastener and the MLI is in.
Copy that. And okay, Ann, that sounds great. And if you can stand by just 1 minute, we have to verify one more test on the connectivity. 1 minute, we have to verify one more test on the connectivity.
Okay.
And Samantha, I have worked CP13 on handrail 0226.
Okay, copy that, David. And can you verify that your safety tethers are clear of the cable?
Safety tethers are clear of the cable. Just for a reminder.
Okay, copy that, David. And just for your information, all connectivity tests were good. So great job, guys. For you, Ann, can you verify that the Whiskey 2809 cable is routed in the gaps in the shield nadir of the handrail 0267?
It is in between, it's coming out the same place it was before, so there's a split in the MLI. It's directly in between the handrail 267 and 98, and should have a shot of it in my WVS if you can. I also took some closeout photos.
Copy, Ann. Okay, Ann, can you verify that you got the MLI Zeus fastener?
Yes, the Nader MLI Zeus fastener is reconnected.
Copy all, Ann.
Clockwise and then, or counterclockwise and clockwise.
Copy all, Ann. Excellent, Ann. Thank you for repeating that. Okay, and David, for you, if you can retrieve the rest of that Ethernet cable from the IDA bag, it's the third layer, and it should have a label saying wire tie start. And you're going to temp stow that on the other handrail 0288 where you installed the IDA bag connector.
See that?
Okay, and for you, Ann, if you haven't already, you can release your BRT.
If
you haven't already, you can release your BRT. Say again, David?
Release. I think we're going to loosen that 8 EQ.
Yes. Yeah, I think maybe I'll just stick around here just a few more moments near the shield in case Ann need help with the
I think it's going to be a two-person task to get this closed.
Okay, copy, guys. We have a 20-second to a handover.
Copy.
As you saw, we had confirmation from Jeanette Epps, the ground IV today, that there was a good connectivity test with the cables just installed. The astronauts are now reinstalling that multi-layer insulation that was removed to access the worksite, and then on top of that, we'll reinstall the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield. Additionally, they will retighten those tie-down tethers on top of the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield and perform some worksite cleanup before moving on to their next task.
Down there.
What?
Okay, guys, we're back up with you on voice and no video.
Yes. Copy. We are just working to get the car head closed.
Copy that. Can you verify that you have a RET to the long T-handle tool and your mini workstation?
Yes, I do. And we released the AET from 364. I am ready to the T-handle tool and that AET so we can go with me to the next work site. And we're working on getting the flanges underneath if that's our good next step.
Copy all and good words.
Okay, if the clock is a little bit towards station and kind of bow it down.
Okay. Yep, that's good. And actually now, let's get it down and then push. Maybe if I push it down and you push it in?
Yeah, I'll try to go up in the crease.
Go ahead. Push it in.
Push further down, I think.
Hold on, let me see if I can get over this connector. We kind of decide which way we're going to do first. I think if I push it down, and then we try to rotate it in.
Go out, and tip, and in. Right?
Right? It's a great technique. Yeah, there's cuts on the shield. You can tell from where I don't want to hit the Viva antenna too hard.
Okay, Ann and David, we see that you're having some trouble getting the shield in. You can likely use the pry bar and use that, or you can remove the handrail if you need to.
Copy.
And if you use the pry bar, you use it sort of like a shoehorn to push the shield in.
That makes sense.
Okay. How far are we?
We're close.
Oh, we're there.
So we're sort of there. We got to get. This is where we're going to have to kind of rebend this.
It's bending on. It's the connector of the EWIS antenna that's catching.
Yes. And it can tell it's caught there before. Not the first mark in the motor shield. I wonder if we lift it up and then pull this back down first. Can you lift up with your left hand? Or maybe we should just redo that adjustable and then let it out slowly. See what I mean? Because it'll kind of, we can put a little memory in it and then stick it underneath.
Where's the friction?
You want to set adjustable back up?
Yeah, we'll do that, yep.
So we can maybe try to bend it. It's down.
Right here?
Yep.
Out of this position.
Okay, Ann and David, if you can ensure that the tabs on the inboard side are in before you push in, and then that may help you get it in.
Yeah, they're not. That's the issue. Two of them are out.
Copy that.
We had them in, and the issue is actually not the handrail, it's the US antenna connector. And I think it's because we bent the shield, not permanently, but just bent it on its way out, so we need to bend it on its way in, so we're just kind of figuring out a way to get...
Back our tracks.
Yeah, kind of work backwards.
Copy all, Ann.
Okay, I think if this was connected, then we could bend this under, and then let it go.
And Ann and David, just a reminder that if you need, you can remove the handrail.
I think I found something that interferes. You see that trunnion there?
Yeah?
I think that interferes with us. That needs to go underneath the shield.
Oh, that pin? Oh, I see what you're saying.
I mean, yeah. I think that's
you're
what
right.
we're putting it in.
Yep, you're
I think that's what it is.
Yep, I concur.
You flip that under. Give a line.
You need the far bar?
Let's see if I can get there.
Or do you want that T handle tool to push on it?
Yeah. Let's get here my beer T.
I should go up there.
Yeah, no, this is the two I need. What I need is...
That's that corner that you were talking about.
It's just a red, some junkie with a red.
Okay. So Jeanette, just so you can picture what we're talking about, the shield on the inboard side by handrail 267 is caught underneath the base of one of the...
Push now, you're clear.
Come on, step by.
Yeah, clear.
It was caught under one of the MLI use fasteners.
The innermost use fastener of the MLI.
But David just got it.
Okay, now let's push.
Okay, I copy all, Ann, and we see what you're doing there.
Yep. All right.
Everything very good?
That's close.
Right.
You can see McLean with red stripes around the bottom of her spacesuit at the lower end of the screen as EV1, and David St. Jacques just above her with no stripes on his spacesuit as EV2. The pair are working to reinstall the micrometeoroid orbital debris shield.
And you would have to drive 2 bolts because the handrail is in a seat track.
Copy. All right. Whoop.
Okay, and at this point, we recommend that you go ahead and remove that handrail.
Okay, so I see a 16 bolt right in front of me on this end. And pull that to the handrail.
And if you need, I have steps for you, and I have a PGT setting as well.
Copy.
So is it far enough in, you think?